Before establishing Fresh Nest Color and Design, which I am thrilled to say has just moved to Main Street right here in Wakefield. So happy to have it. Our next speaker maintained a successful career in marketing working for a Fortune 50 company, AT&T. She has a bachelor's degree in marketing, management, and business from Syracuse University and a color specialist certification from the Rhode Island School of Design. She lives in Saunderstown with her husband and 3 beautiful children. Tonight, she will be telling us how to maintain a work-life balance while growing your business. Please join me in welcoming Janelle Photopoulos to the stage.
So does this topic resonate with any of you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, me too. As a wife, a mom of 3 young kids, and the owner of my own design firm, I am constantly reminded of this struggle between growing my business and having a fulfilling family life. How many of you worked more than 40 hours in the last week? That's what I thought. There's this tendency to just work, especially when you own your own business, because the success of our business sits on our shoulders. But it's critical to carefully combine work and home so as not to lose ourselves, our loved ones, or our foothold on success. Especially, but does work-life balance actually exist, especially if you're super driven and you really want to succeed in life, in your career, or your business? While some say it's a myth and impossible to achieve, I see this balance as a state of being that varies from person to person, where we are operating wholly at our best. But how do we get there? I have found there are some simple strategies to help manage the swinging pendulum. The first, to determine your own standards. I discovered early on in my struggle that I needed to get rid of this notion of being a perfectionist. It's nearly impossible to be the perfect wife, mother, and CEO all at the same time. So I learned to let go in areas that just don't matter as much. That's my husband. If you have a tendency to be a perfectionist like I do, try winning yourself off by making compromises and be okay with them. Live by your own standards instead of everyone else's. And decide it's okay to feed kids cereal every now and again. They'll probably be psyched. Food for dinner. Next, establish boundaries. Boundaries are an imaginary line that we draw around ourselves that tell others what we're willing to do or accept. And without these, it's difficult to say no. These could be as simple as setting specific work guidelines when you're going to work and setting specific time for family time. And consider these non-negotiables. There's always going to be those exceptions, but try to set the intention and really try to stick to it. Every parent has been guilty of this, myself included. We spend so much time at work that our partner, our family, and friends really deserve our undivided attention. So let's make a conscious decision to put the phones away, close the laptops, and give it to them. There's so little that can't wait just a few hours. When you start to make deliberate choices, you start to truly live a full and balanced life. You really get in the driver's seat and you experience a sense of meaning and fulfillment and purpose in living out your choices. So let's make some deliberate choices about which opportunities we'll pursue and which ones will decline. This is a personal example of mine in terms of I was considering joining a networking group that met during my daughter's dance class, but I chose not to because I knew it was important for me to be there. Let's look at our next strategy, which is working smarter, not harder. Does that make sense? Make sure I didn't switch that up. Aim to be as efficient as possible. Do your work when you have no distractions around you and tackle your most challenging tasks first. I find time blocking really helpful. Working smarter also means figuring out what your 80-20 is. Spend less time focusing on activities that don't generate as much, and likewise, spending more of your time working on those that give you more value. A support network is also super important and critical to achieving success at home and at work. Start by getting on the same page as your spouse and be clear about what you need to be successful in your business and what you need to get there. Create a support network by delegating. When my business was on the verge of a growth spurt, I realized that I needed to get help or I would be underwater fast. I quickly hired a bookkeeper and shortly after a design assistant, which freed me up to do more of the work that I love to do and less of what I don't. The same can be said for things at home as well. Consider hiring out the tasks that you don't love as much that would really free up the time for you to spend that time with your family. Now you have the support, build downtime for yourself into your schedule. It's critical to minimizing stress. Finally, take that class at All That Matters. Or simply build in time to decompress, which I don't think any of us really do quite enough. Find ways to switch it off mentally. It's imperative to relax and relieve tension. Hit the golf course or go for a run. It will benefit your work and your family tremendously as well. That reminds me, I need to book that massage. So don't forget to make memories with your family by planning regular activities that deviate from your normal routine. Build these into your schedule in advance so that you and your family have something very nice to look forward to. In closing, keep things into perspective. Our success is directly tied to the effort that we put in. There will always be those late nights or impending deadlines, but in the end, what is success if we can't share it with those that we care about most? Thank you.